What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to Late Hoops. Today's video, we will be discussing the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Cavs, the Bucks, and the Celtics. And we are going to dub each of these 6 teams pretenders or contenders. Yesterday's video, we kind of talked a little bit about the issues with some of these teams, but I just decided I was going to talk about the top 3 seeds in each conference and see if they're pretenders or contenders. At the very end of the video, I'll probably talk about the Clippers a little bit because I think they're different from your traditional 4 seed. That's neither here nor there. If you're new here, please be sure to consider hitting that subscribe button, as we are uploading every single day for the month of March, and we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Let's waste no more time and get straight into this, talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. For the Thunder, it's pretty simple. I think they are pretenders. I cannot see this team winning an NBA championship this year. I may be so egregious to even say I couldn't see them winning one next year. I think they have a very big issue in the front court for rebounding. They've struggled this season keeping leads as they go up 15-20. It seems like they let the foot off the gas. I think this year is going to be the perfect wake-up punch for them come postseason. Outside of Shea, this team doesn't really have much postseason success or experience at all. I mean, you could argue Gordon Hayward is a more savvy vet, but I don't know how much they're going to incorporate him come the postseason. And that's totally okay. Being the 1 seed and then not advancing much into the postseason, there's nothing wrong with that when you're this young. On paper, I believe the Thunder are the youngest or the second youngest team in the NBA, so I just feel like it's pretty safe to say they're pretenders. Next, we have the Denver Nuggets. We'll keep this one short too. Definite contenders. As of right now, they are my favorite to win the NBA championship, barring the matchups. I just don't think any team really matches up with them that well. The only thing, we talked a little bit about it yesterday in the video, is the fact that they have some issues with depth. The loss of Jeff Green and Bruce Brown. We're just gonna have to see how Peyton Watson, Reggie Jackson, DeAndre Jordan, Christian Brown, we're gonna have to see how these guys play. Next, we're gonna talk about the Timberwolves. I'm sorry I'm speeding through the first 3 guys, but we kind of made a whole video on this talking about yesterday. For the Timberwolves, I'm gonna say they're contenders if they can fix their turnover issues. And we're gonna have to see what Cat looks like coming back from that meniscus tear. I saw this morning that he was going to be out for an entire month. There's about 15-16 games left in the season, so he should be ready to go for the postseason. I just don't know how much they're going to play him ramping up to it. If Karl is healthy, if Rudy is healthy, I do think they are, like I mentioned, a real contender. They obviously have the #1 defense in the entire NBA. Offensively, Mike Conley is such a responsible point guard, and Anthony Edwards does turn the ball over a little bit, but he definitely makes up with that with his hustle, his heart, and his just overall ability on the defensive and offensive side of the ball. I'm really stoked to see if the Clippers and the Wolves can match up this postseason. I think that would be absolutely electric. Or the Wolves and the Suns. There's a lot of great matchup potential out west for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then we get to the Eastern Conference. It's a little interesting. For the Milwaukee Bucks, this is bold, I know. I'm going to say they're pretenders. I cannot see this Bucks team winning a championship. I can't see them even making the NBA Finals. They've moved way too much this year. They've already had 2 new head coaches this season. Yes, they're 7-3 in their last 10. Yes, they've been great since the All-Star break with Doc Rivers. Yes, Patrick Beverley is bringing defense to this team that they lacked. However, I think their defensive switches, it's not what you want it to be for a championship contending roster. If we look at the Phil Jackson rules, 40 wins before 20 losses, they are teetering on that line so finely. I do not see the Milwaukee Bucks as a championship contender. Giannis, I absolutely love you and your game. I just can't call you guys contenders. And the same thing goes for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think they're contenders either. Baker Boy, a longtime supporter of this channel, made a great point yesterday about how they can go small and they can, pose a threat to certain teams if their bigs are getting played off the court, because the Cavs do struggle with that front court shooting with Evan and obviously Jared Allen. I just feel like a team like the Knicks are much more of a threat in the Eastern Conference than the Cavs if we're talking fully healthy teams. And then for the Boston Celtics, guys, I'm going to say, obviously, I think they're contenders. If there was ever a year for the Boston Celtics to handle business, to do what they're supposed to do, to just be great, this is the season. Jason Tatum's playing at an MVP level. Jaylen Brown looks great since getting that contract. Derek White obviously is a borderline all-star. Kristaps Porzingis, borderline all-star. Al Horford off the bench. Peyton Pritchard off the bench. This team, they can run with the best of the best. Contrary to popular belief, I'm a Joe Mazzulla supporter. I'm a Joe Mazzulla fan. They've been amazing at home, and obviously they're going to have home series in every single team. in this postseason, barring a loss streak from the Celtics and a miraculous win streak from one of the Cavs or the Bucks. And then finally, like I said, we'll talk about the Clippers. I think the Clippers are contenders and not pretenders. I've been on this wave for a while. I'm not gonna, change the ship. Even when the Clippers lost a bunch of games in a row, I was still very, very big on the Clippers. I think the biggest thing with them is their defensive depth. I mean, outside of Kawhi and Paul, their front court defense isn't that great. Their backcourt defense definitely isn't that great. James Harden can be a plus defender in certain situations, but if they're going against a team like the Nuggets or the Thunder or the Wolves or the Pelicans or anyone out in the Western Conference, they're going to have trouble guarding the opposing team's backcourt. I definitely think that, yes, you can stick Kawhi or Paul on the Jamal Murrays, the Anthony Edwards, the Sheas, the Beals, the Bookers, the Durants. But then, again, that leaves a lot of play for the front court. I would absolutely love to see a Timberwolves and Clippers series. I think that would go 7 games. But what do you guys think? What do you make of this video? Are these teams contenders? Are they pretenders? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, I appreciate your support as always. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.